Building your loan officer brain by tackling the hard stuff. That's the topic of today's episode. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Loan Officer Freedom, the number one podcast for loan officers in North America. I'm your host, Carl White. I'm broadcasting today out of the secret headquarters here in Palm Harbor, Florida, here in the Tampa Bay area. It's actually a Sunday, which I never work on Sunday. I was just thinking about this, and frankly, it's a rainy day here. We don't get them often. And I started thinking about this when I was out on my bicycle ride this morning, and I've just been pondering this all day. So I thought I'd come in here. The lovely Mrs. White is off with one of her girlfriends right now, so I thought I'd just get this out of my head here before it goes into the abyss of I don't remember what I was thinking kind of stuff. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a really heavy topic. So this is a topic that can literally change the way that you approach your business and your life. And we're talking about doing the hard stuff, and not just because it's hard, because tackling tough challenges actually builds your brain, like literally, right? Not only does it do that, it strengthens your mindset and opens doors to success that you might think otherwise not even possible. You see, when you take on something hard, something difficult, say like building strong relationships with real estate agents or mastering objections, right? A lot of people think that's hard, right? And perhaps it is. But when you take on something difficult like this, you're literally rewiring your brain through something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. So what happens when you do this is your brain grows and adapts when you push through these challenges. And here's the kicker. When you conquer those tasks, not only do you get the immediate result that you want, that you need, and frankly, that you deserve by pushing through the hard stuff, there's actually an even bigger thing than that. Because once you push through the hard stuff, it not only does it actually literally grow your brain, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, but it boosts your confidence and it sets you up to win in all areas of your life. So today I'll be sharing a real world success story from one of our members, Ken. We'll talk about how you can do what he did and do it in your own business. But let's start with why these hard tasks are so valuable. So first, a quick fact to ground us, and I've mentioned this here before in many episodes. 67% of all purchase loans close with the loan officer that the real estate agent recommends, right? 67% of all purchase loans close with a loan officer that the realtor recommends. So certainly the activity of getting realtor referrals is certainly a high priority, right? And when we get these referrals from the real estate agents, what it really means is we have to build a strong relationship with the real estate agents. And it's just, frankly, doing that isn't something just nice to have. It's an absolute must. But let's be honest. Connecting with agents, asking referrals, and handling objections can feel daunting, right? It can seem overwhelming because you might hear things like, I already have a lender, I'm not looking to make any changes. And those objections can feel like walls that perhaps prior to listening to this, you couldn't overcome, right? Here's where your brain building comes into play. When you face those challenges, instead of avoiding them, your brain starts to adapt and literally grow more gray matter and more neural connections from your brain cells. Like it literally starts to use more of your brain by connecting more of the neurons together, right? And this process I mentioned earlier is called neuroplasticity, right? It's how your brain rewires itself in response to new experiences. Think of it like a workout for your mind. When you lift weights, your muscles tear and rebuild stronger, right? That's what muscle building is. Well, the same thing happens when you tackle hard tasks. Is you're tearing old patterns of thinking and you're building new, stronger connections. The best part, these changes aren't temporary. That every time you push through discomfort, you're setting yourself up to handle future challenges with greater ease, right? So it gets easier and easier as time goes on. Here's a few ways that this can show up. So number one, resilience under pressure. So when you face rejection or difficult conversations, your brain learns to stay calm and think clearly. And that resilience carries over into other stressful situations, both in our business and in our life. Number two, creative problem solving. So tackling tough objections forces your brain to find new ways to connect with people. And over time, you'll notice yourself coming up with solutions faster and kind of more intuitively. Like it just seems like it kind of starts to automatically happen. So number one, resilience under pressure. Number two, creative problem solving. And then number three, confidence growth. And this might be, I don't know, this might be the biggest one. That each small victory, when you're doing something hard, each small victory, whether it's landing that coffee appointment meeting with a realtor or successfully handling an objection, each time you do that, it gives your brain a dopamine boost, like it literally a little squirt of dopamine, right? And if you're not familiar with dopamine, that's the chemical that the body releases to give us that feel good. Like when we're in a good mood, it's called a good mood, and you feel extra chippery that day. It's simply because your brain has released extra dopamine, and this happens when you achieve something that you saw as a challenge. Your brain gives that little boost of dopamine, and not only does it feel good, but it reinforces the positive behaviors, making you much more likely to take on even more challenges going forward. So the hard stuff isn't just about improving your skills. It's literally about fundamentally changing how your brain operates. That's why I'm such a big deal into let's not avoid the hard stuff. Like a lot of people go, well, I don't want to do the phone calls. I'll spend big money to avoid making those phone calls. The problem is you're missing out on giving your brain having your brain go into the gym and getting stronger, not just in your business, but in all areas of your life.
Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next.
So let's talk about turning challenges into opportunities here just for a few minutes. So I want to share with you Ken's story. So Ken, very very powerful example of brain building in action. So when Kim when Ken first started to him and I started to work together, he literally felt completely stuck. Right, super nice guy, but he felt completely stuck. He dreaded reaching out to real estate agents because he hated rejection. Right, who enjoys rejection? Right, nobody enjoys it. Right, but for him, every no felt personal. Right? Does that sound a little bit familiar, perhaps? So every no felt personal, and he started to question whether he was cut out for this business, right? But instead of throwing in the towel, Ken did something different, right? He made a simple decision that he was going to lean into the discomfort, right? Now, he started small, right? At first, he had like rehearsed his conversations in front of a mirror, he told me. And then he'd make just one call a day, like literally one call. Wasn't easy. He was nervous. He said his voice would shake. And he said that sometimes he stumbled over his words, but he did it anyway. And every time he picked up the phone, he was building his brain. Here's what happened next. His brain learned to associate rejection with learning, not failure. You see the big difference there? So when his brain when he was rejected, his brain started coming up with objections, and he knew that every rejection was a learning experience, not a failure, right? And he became more confident and creative in his responses to these objections, right? And again, he's got the full resources as any of our members do, of course, which I guess would be you if you chose to do that, with all of my scripts books that I personally have written, right? But over time, what once felt impossible to Ken now became second nature. And with a few months, Ken had built strong relationships with, if I remember the story right, like he built, I think it started off with like 3 top producing agents. And those partnerships, I know this number, those partnerships now give him an average of an extra 4 closings each month, right? And I think this is over like a 90-day period that he got 4 more closings per month. Now for him, that's like an extra 12 to 14 grand. I don't know what your numbers is. Like when you close an extra, not 4 loans a month, but an additional 4 loans a month, how much money is that for you, right? For him, it was 12 to 14 grand. Here's the thing, each and every month on top of what he or you are already currently making, right? So Ken's success wasn't just about landing those agents. It was about the transformation that he experienced. He gained confidence and resilience and the knowledge that he could handle it. He could handle anything this business threw at him, right? So he was learning how to overcome challenges and see them as learning experiences. So just for a few seconds, I'm going to get a little geeky here and talk to you about the science behind brain building. So I think most of you know, and if you don't, that I have a master's degree in chemistry, and it's really in biochemistry, right? I love this stuff. Like I just love the perfect machine that our creator, in my belief system, made for us. So let's dive just for a second. Let's dive a little deeper into the science of why tackling these hard tasks changes your brain. See, your brain is made up of billions of neurons, tiny cells that communicate with each other to help you think and feel and act. And when you take on a challenging task like handling objections or initiating conversation with new agents, your neurons, they fire in new ways. So here's what happens. It's three things. So number one, new pathways form, right? So each time you repeat a behavior like crafting a better objection, your brain strengthens the connections between neurons. And these new pathways make behaviors easier and easier and more natural over time. Number two, growth of gray matter. That's right. Your brain, or the gray matter of your brain, like literally grows. Research shows that learning new skills or tackling challenges, overcoming challenges, in our case, overcoming objections, overcoming that fear of call reluctance, can actually increase the density of our gray matter of our brain. In other words, your brain literally gets heavier. It literally grows like when you think of a muscle when you go to the gym, right? And this growth is in the area responsible for processing information and solving problems. So the problem solving area of your brain literally grows. So number one, new pathways form. Number two, growth of gray matter. Number three, enhanced emotional regulation, right? What that means is like difficult tasks, especially those that involve, say, potential rejection, activate your brain's prefrontal cortex, right? This is the area that helps you manage emotions. The more you practice staying calm under pressure, the better your brain gets at it. Listen to this, in all areas of your life, right? Think of it this way, that every time you push through discomfort, you're upgrading your brain software. And just like updating your phone, these upgrades make everything run smoother in all areas of our life, right? And now that you understand the benefits, let's talk about how you can start building your brain and your business, and my belief, and your income like today. Here's 3 small steps. Number one, start small, right? Start small, right? Set the bar low for yourself, right? Don't try to conquer everything at once. Pick one hard task, like reaching out to a new agent, and commit to doing it consistently. In my world, we do that every Monday morning, right? Number two, focus on progress, not perfection. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect here. The goal is to show up, right? Show up, try, and learn, right? Show up, try, and learn. Each step forward will strengthen your brain, right? So start small, focus on progress, not perfection. Number three, so this is a big one for me, surround yourself with support, right? Surround yourself with support. Having the right tools and training community can make all the difference in the world. And when you're surrounded by others who are tackling the same hard stuff, you're much more likely to stay motivated. So that's a real big one. Hey, when you're ready to take the leap and start building your brain and your business, I'd love to invite you to start with a group that we're just starting here in this time of the year. We're starting a new group where you're going to be surrounded by others doing the exactly same thing that you're doing and growing together, right? So I'd love to invite you to a walkthrough, to a website walkthrough with my team. Just simply go to mmademo.com, mmademo.com. MMA stands for Mortgage Marketing Animals, mmademo.com, and get a walkthrough of the site. And we would love for you to join this new group that's all going to be starting here together. And here at the Mortgage Marketing Animals, I've created a system designed to help loan officers just like you tackle the hard stuff and come out stronger. And during this walkthrough, we'll show you the proven strategies to build realtor relationships, tools for mastering objections with confidence. You get all my scripts, scripts on reactivating your past database to get even more referrals from them, scripts on how to get more loans from the people you're already doing business with, and thirdly, a support community that helps you stay on track, right? It's an accountability group, but done in a cool way. Nobody's going to be yelling or screaming or, calling you names or anything like that, right? That's totally uncool. But having that accountability is cool and is very effective. So would love for you to be a part of that. mmademo.com, mmademo.com. Do what Ken did. Push disbelief to the side. And before you say yes or no to something, gosh, at least take a look inside, right? It's free, and see what you're saying yes or no to. And then once you've looked inside, then make your decision, right? Then make your decision. Right now, I just want you to push disbelief to the side, maybe take that first step into doing something that you would see previously before it's difficult, and go through our walkthrough and see what that looks like, right? Not a sales call. It's literally just a walkthrough. So, hey, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Remember, the hard stuff isn't about just growing your business. It's about growing your brain, growing your confidence, and growing your ability to handle anything life is throwing at you. It's my belief that it really helps you in all areas of your life. So start small, stay consistent, and don't give up. You got this, right? You got this. So take that first step that I believe is all important, mmademo.com, mmademo.com, and that's it. So I'll talk to you when you call in. Until then, keep moving forward and make it a great day, and I'll see you on the inside.